old school bodybuilding clothing company. If leg day was yesterday and now you're wondering why toilets are so damn low, you are definitely old school. If you're the only athlete at your gym that knows there's a contest today and it's to see who trains the hardest, you are old school. OSBBC.com for the hardest training athletes.
I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined today, this interview I've been trying to nail down for quite some time. We're going to be talking with new IFBB Pro and new Pro Show winner all in the same weekend, Peter Molnar. Welcome back to welcome to the show, I should say. How's it going, Pete?
Thank you so much.
Very.
It's an honor to be here, sir. I still can't believe it. I'm alive with you here.
Now, I hear you're a big RXMuscle watcher. You watch all the content?
Every time when I do cardio, so it's like, for me, it's fantastic to be here.
That's awesome. Now, obviously, you work with Chris Aceto on your diet for this past show that earned you your pro card and also got you your first pro win, all in the same weekend, which I have to imagine could possibly be some kind of a record. I'm not sure, but it sounds like it should be.
Actually, it's because Chris Aceto changed everything what I think about bodybuilding. He was in 3 months. He just showed me the real deal of bodybuilding. So I found my passion again in the sport, and I restarted to do my best, like in the very beginning, early beginnings.
Yeah. Now, Peter, I've seen you and your name around for a long time, meaning that you've won a lot of shows in Europe, but you never really were competing in the IFBB. Not that I saw. It was a lot of more other organizations, and you were pretty much winning everything I saw. Give us some background where you came from, because a lot of the fans don't know exactly, where you got your start, and then what organizations you were competing in, and why you kind of didn't compete in the IFBB for quite some time. So give us some background. How'd you get started?
First of all, sorry for my English. I never learned English, only from action movies and video games.
Well, but you should have a lot of good Arnold Schwarzenegger sayings, right?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I was started with the amateur session with all the other federations, because it was a chance to win some income with the sport, and that was my goal, to reach a point where bodybuilding is more like not like a full-time job, but I can find my passion again in the sport, like right now.
Right.
So it was like 5 years of working as a bodybuilder.
You were making money. You were making money. It was right.
That's true. That was the reason. But to making money is not the same like do it with passion.
Right.
It's like if it goes to a job, you lose the passion side of the gym. Like you work on your weakness all the time, and you start to not enjoy the competitions and the sport. If you do the same shows every year,
right, like
5-6 times.
And did you ever? I don't think you lost, did you? Were you ever beaten?
Actually, I did. There was a year I did like 20 competitions in the whole year.
Wow.
And I lost 5. So basically, it's like 75 or 80% I won the shows.
It's crazy.
Because I was trying to focus on the more important shows, and sometimes guys who was 100% on the show where I was like 85 or 90,
right.
They catch me.
Now, why were you doing so many competitions? Were you being paid for it? Is that what it was?
That was the reason, yes.
Wow.
And I was waiting with the IFBB, because in the past, before the NPC and IFBB split,
right,
if I was go to amateur IFBB, I had to wait for 2 years to compete because I was judged because of the other federation. So it was not an option. And now because they split, I had a chance to come in the pro league.
I see. So you really didn't even have an option because they wanted you to sit out for 2 years, and that wasn't, obviously you weren't going to do that because you were making money. Now, what was the best like prize money you made at that time? Like, what was like the best show you won where you actually went home with the most amount of money?
The best one was in 2016 in Kuwait. It's called the Wavan Classic.
Right.
And it was $100,000.
Wow! And you were an amateur, right?
Yes. But it's not. It's rare. It's rare. Not all the time.
That's awesome, though. You must have thought you hit fantastic. The jackpot on that one, right?
That was the first stone of my gym.
Oh, so you built your gym on all the prize money you made? Is that what it was?
Yes. That was my goal.
Now you have a gym called the Freezer, and I asked you before we started, why is it called the Freezer? And you said that's my nickname. Now, where did you get the nickname the Freezer from?
Actually, it's not like a bodybuilder nickname. It sounds like a action figure or something.
You sound like a murderer or something like that, like a serial killer or something like that. The Freezer, like James Bond criminal or something like that.
Yes, it's like the enemy of Batman or something.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I started to do shows, and I was really focusing on the shows, and I was prepared for like 2 months for the posing routine. And when I did the posing routine, nobody was applauded. Everyone was no voice, nothing. And I came down and I was really sad because I was thinking that maybe I did something wrong.
Right.
And also when the lineup came, before that I was hiding in the changing room like in a hoodie, no one even know me. And when I first showed up before the contest, everyone was frozen. That's what my trainer told me, and that's why they gave me the Freezer name. And also the audience, because I was a junior, but I was looking a little bit better than the juniors, then they gave me the Freezer name.
Oh, so you were so good that people didn't know what to say. Their mouths were just like frozen, basically.
Not so good, but better than the others.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a good nickname. I like it. It's very original. And so you have the Freezer gym. Now, what kind of equipment do you have? Is it like a really well-stocked gym?
At the beginning, it was 500 square meters. Now we raised it for 900. Mm-hmm. And the basic machines was hoist, Cybex. I have Precor. And now we change with the 400 square meters new. And it will be with Prime. And now I put all my money in the gym.
Right.
I sold my apartment for this. And
really?
Wow. Yes, and Pendulum and Prime is the main goal for me.
Pendulum,
it's really
that's
rare
good equipment.
in Hungary.
That's great equipment, Pendulum. Now,
That's my favorite.
Are you open to the public? Can other people train there?
Of course. Right now, it's not available for us in Hungary. Also, I think in US now the gyms are closed.
Some of them, yeah. Florida, everything's open, so we're good.
Okay. We don't know what is the time when we can reopen, right. But right now we change the whole place. It will be totally different when it opens again.
Wow, that's exciting. It's a passion of yours, obviously, the gym equipment. Now you sell gym equipment too, right? Aren't you? That's where you are right now in the showroom, correct?
Yes, actually, yes.
That's now. Would you consider yourself an equipment expert since you've been doing this for so long?
Actually, I have other jobs, but this is my love. After the gym, this is my second favorite work. Go to gyms and help the owners to find the new equipment, which
right.
is better, to find the right place for the equipment.
Yeah. I have to imagine that, in today's world with the technology the way it is, and there's so many different new lines of equipment. When I was coming up, there was basically Hammer Strength, which became, what was bought out by Life Fitness, and there was Cybex, and there was like Body Masters. Nowadays, there's a lot of different, unique lines. When you go and look for equipment for your gym, do you research all the different lines and like kind of pick the best stuff that you would like to use for yourself, or do you kind of buy a whole line of equipment just to kind of stock the gym?
My equipment basically for athletes to, if they have a weak point, they can work on it in the best way.
Right. You know, I haven't built my own gym yet, ever. Maybe I will, maybe I never will. I would think I would pick the equipment up that I like the best, you know, that I think would work the best for, you know, certain body parts, given my experience in bodybuilding myself. And I think as a guy who's been competing and training as long as you have, obviously you have an advantage because you know what does work. So when people come to your gym, they probably love the equipment there. I'm sure you have all great pieces, you know.
I was always try the machines, and it's like for hamstrings, I will have 6 machines.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
that's
all
awesome.
of them, none of them the same.
Right.
So they can find their own best equipment. At the beginning, I made the gym only for myself, for my weaknesses. And some people told me that the gym is for you. And I told them, look, I can train with a spoon. I trained 20 years ago.
Right.
But I tried my best to, in this small place, I tried my best to have all the machines.
Right. Well, it looks like obviously it's a passion of yours for sure. Now let's talk about the competition, because you've been, like you said, you were competing for 5 years straight. You were making money in another organization. You couldn't switch to the IFBB because Rafael Santoa had these crazy rules. You had to sit out 2 years, and you didn't want to do that. But then obviously when the IFBB Amateur split with the IFBB Pro League, and the NPC moved in as the amateur organization, you know, that basically, you know, is the nurturing or the amateur organization for the IFBB Pro League, you said, I'm going to compete. Now, you picked this Romania show to make your debut. First of all, why this show? And then how did you get in touch with Chris Aceto?
I told myself, if I want to go to the top, to the highest level of this sport, I need to have the clothes for that.
Right.
So I spoke with my boss, and we decided we must work with the best who have the same mentality like us, to protect the heels as much as we can.
Right.
And we was thinking about a long-term period of prepare for the show. And I was satisfied with I felt great. Even if my body fat was going down, I didn't feel that I'm tired that much.
Sure.
Or I have bad feelings about other people or something. I was okay completely for sure. And I was really motivated because the personality of him. And if he told me something, my boss told me, you have to do it 100%. And I told him, look, I'm going to do it 101% for sure, because that is fantastic that a person like him have time for me. That's an amazing feeling. And I did my best. That was my best shape of my life for sure.
Oh,
but
it was?
I was
Okay,
not
great.
Satisfied. Like I feel I have more inside. For 1 year now, we will work for the next Olympia in 2021.
Yeah. Now we're gonna. So you decided. Was this the show you picked, or did you want to compete earlier in the year and then it was delayed?
This was our goal.
This was the show. Okay. All right. So you picked the Romania show to do the.
Because this show looked like international. It was one of the greatest shows I think, for the look, how it looks like. It was fantastic.
We can thank Jake Wood for that, because Jake, spared no expense on that. Now, did you know that you were going to be able to do the amateur and then possibly do the pro the next day if you won? I mean, or did you just go in there and say, look, I'm trying to get my pro card. I'm not going to worry about anything else?
My goal was go down with the body weight under 90. Mm-hmm. And I was a little bit afraid of this because normally I was 95 and I was not able to do a carb up. Like I had to, if I lose a little bit of water or something, I was able to eat a little bit of carb.
Right.
And I was afraid of if there will be a big guy like over 100 kilos and ripped, maybe he can catch me because I'm under 90. So I tried my best. It was like an all-in. And we talk about if I get the pro card, the next day will be a little bit easier for sure because I can be in my weight.
Right. You can weigh more in the pro. So you do the amateur division, which you picked Classic Physique. Now you picked Classic Physique. why? In other words, you've always been a bodybuilder. What made you decide to go down to Classic? Is that just something that you like better?
Actually, I was always loved Classic Physique more than bodybuilding.
Yeah.
That's closer to me because
Okay.
it's more about more like artistic. You can show
Gotcha.
yourself. When I did like 20 shows, I was trying to be an entertainer, not
Yeah.
only a bodybuilder. I was really enjoyed that if people told me that your posing routine was something different like the others. It
Right.
was like it was good to see. If I go to a show, sometimes I can see like one or two guys with a really professional posing routine, and it stay in my mind for like a week. That was amazing to go to that show for these two guys.
Sure.
And I really wanted to give something like this for the audience.
And I appreciate that as a spectator too. I like to watch people who entertain. And you know, I wasn't the greatest poser when I competed, but I also did that. I try to create entertainment value because I know the audience goes there and they want to be entertained. And I've seen your routines before; they're really good. Now you win the amateur, okay, and then the next day you go to the pro division. Did you have any idea that you could possibly win the pro division? Did you feel in your mind, hey, I can win this thing?
Actually, I was like satisfied what I did, and I was waiting for. It's how to say that. When I was in other competitions in the past, and I was really sure about I win something,
Yeah.
and and I didn't. Then I learned that you can only win if you get the trophy. Before that, you have to just do your best.
Right,
And that's
right.
it.
Everyone was very impressed with your side tricep pose. Is that your signature?
It was my signature in 2009.
Yeah.
Then somehow I lost it. Side biceps was better for me, and now because I was go down with the body fat, and it came back for me.
Gotcha.
So I was really enjoyed that, and I would like to make a picture soon about in 2009 and
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Now, you said that you lost the I guess you could say the desire and that love of the sport for a while. Now it seems like you got it back. I can see that sparkle in your eyes. It seems like you've been reinvigorated with this new, with the new pro card you got, and it's almost like you got a new goal to try to get to the Olympia stage, which you will be on next year.
Actually, when we worked together with Chris, after two months, he changed completely what I think about the sport. And I was told to my friend to Romeo that if I would able to do this like when I was 25, the story would be completely different. But
Right.
But I do my best. I still have time. I feel that my body is really ready for this, and
Right.
now I feel less tired than before.
Wow.
When I did everything for the prize, not for the love of the sport.
I'm actually shocked because I know you actually asked for a special invite to the Olympia because the win that you got at the Romania show qualifies you for next year, for 2020. I know you asked for the special invite. I'm surprised that they didn't give it to you because of what you did, because you got the pro card and then you won the pro show on the same night. You've been an established bodybuilder in Europe. People know who you are for quite a while. I think you would have done very well on the Olympia stage, and I think it would have been added another level of excitement. I'm shocked that they said no. When you asked for it, what was the response you got?
Actually, I was late with the I got the invitation. I was late with the qualify because I think the last competition was at something like
No,
October.
I know you were, but you asked for a special invite anyway. They said that they wouldn't extend it to you.
Maybe because I think the top of the sport is the Olympia.
Yeah.
And if I was able to reach from the card and the qualify and the Olympia in 1 month because of this COVID situation.
Yeah.
So it was like for me it was like to make a little history.
Yeah.
With this, but I think maybe because other guys did their best to have the Olympia qualification in time. Maybe that would be not fair with them.
Yeah, I think that they should have given it to you only because you've been a former champion. In other words, if you weren't a champion in Europe for 5 years straight, I would have said, you got to earn your way, wait till next year. But you kind of been there already. But we'll have to wait till next year to see you on stage. Now, seeing that you're in Classic Physique, you really can't add too much size because you won't make the weight. What's the goal now over the course of this next off season leading up to next year? Will you compete before the Olympia, get a couple shows under your belt since you're used to doing that anyway, or are you going to wait all the way until next season's Olympia?
Actually, I am that type of bodybuilder who need to keep up the interest. So yeah. I need to go and do some shows before the big one.
Gotcha.
That's me, actually. And the goal would be like a little bit more mass and a little bit less fat. So gotcha. To make a little bit better balance.
Right. Hopefully we'll see. Maybe like a New York Pro or something like that would be a good show for you. That would be nice.
Yeah, we have a plan, and we will see that what could be possible. Maybe the situation will be better next year. So. Right. We don't know. I just prepare, and we will see.
Hey, well, Peter, I want to congratulate you on the huge win. 2 wins, I should say. Not only winning your pro card, but obviously winning your first pro show, qualifying for the 2021 Olympia. Glad to see that you're in the IFBB, the best of the best, and I'm super excited to see how you're going to do on the Olympia stage next year. And I wanted to thank you for taking time to do this interview with us. Chris said it was a pleasure working with you, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of Peter Molnar on the IFBB Pro stage.
Yes, for sure, sir. I do my best for this.
All right. And guys, that's going to take us to the end of another episode. Well, you know what? Before I go, is there anyone you want to thank aside from Chris?
What?
Anyone would you like to thank, out there who maybe helpful for you and with your win? I know you got a manager, you got other people, business partners and stuff like that. You want to thank anyone else?
First of all, without my boss, the owner of Men's Mantis, without him, I would not step this because I was already let this dream go.
What's his name?
And, he was motivating me to do it because maybe 1 or 2 years later it would be over. So that was the right timing. And for Chris Aceto, he was with me before the show the whole night. He didn't sleep. I told him he have to go to sleep, and he said, no, I'm fine. He was asking me every hour.
He likes to sleep on the couch.
How do you feel? Do you have cramps? What's your weight? Check, show me. And how you look like, how you feel. And he was with me, and it was like fantastic. I was hogy van a irány? Vezetve voltam?
Grateful.
Led. I was led by him the whole night through, and I was like go to the show like a bomb. I was waiting for the moment, and when I arrived the stage, it was like I'm arrived.
Yeah. Well, that's it's great to have a great support system, and obviously it was helpful in getting you to where you are. And I think we're going to see big things from Peter Molnar in the fast. For now, we are out of time. I'm Dave Palumbo for another installment of Live With. We'll see you next time.